Good evening, my unstoppable people. Yes, indeed, it's me, Shawnee Bo, and my brother D, right? The interview we all been waiting for. We got the producer, the myth, the legend, Black Nails in the building today. Nails,
What up?
appreciate you, man.
Oh, it's all love, bro. All love. I'm looking forward to this interview right here, man. It's gonna be
Right
fun.
on.
Here you go with some bullshit. It's all love. Nails all love.
It's definitely going down, man. So this is a very, very I want to say a pivotal moment for the Unstoppable Home and the Groundbreakers, man. We never had a star on here such as yourself, right? A lot of people have been groundbreakers and entrepreneurs, but I know you finna bring a ton of experience to let these future groundbreakers or these guys that's breaking ground know a little bit about your journey, right? And how you had to break ground and just your work, right? Some of your work includes, right? Nels, a producer, right? Based out of Atlanta, Georgia, born and raised in the NY, right? So
Syracuse. Stand up,
yeah,
Syracuse. Black nails. 315, baby, Syracuse, upstate.
315 Syracuse, man. So the list that Nels has worked with that he's blessed with beats, right? You got Tay Dolla Sign, DrDre, Ice Cube. Can't forget about Eminem and many more, right? Nels is doing something that's I feel is extraordinary for the community, right? I want to dive into this first, so because I want them to get this first, right? If they don't listen to nothing else, I want to talk about this show, man, that you hosted, that you created, right? It's called Beats and Bars.
Yeah, man. Yeah. This something for the culture. You know what I mean? It was a collective, how do you say, collective brainstorming showcase between me and my partner Quinn and his dad, Larry Rich, who was a movie producer who did movies like Belly, New Jersey Drive, Sling Blade, so on and so forth. So it started. I did a showcase back in my hometown of Syracuse 3 years ago, and those guys came to support me, and after the show, Larry's like, let's turn this to a real show. I like the way how you handle it. Let's turn this to a real show. So 3 years later, where we at right now is where we at. So along that journey, I had to call the big guns out. You know what I mean? I reached out to
Yeah,
my Crooked Eye first. If people don't know who Crooked Eye is, he's from Death Row, Slaughterhouse with Eminem, has
yeah,
a couple of projects with Joel Ortiz. Bar Spitter from LA, from LBC. You know what I
yeah. I
mean?
know about Crooked Eye. Yeah, I know about
Okay, okay. Then I had to
him.
reach out, who was the second person I reached out to? My big bro, Eric Sermon. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
A lot of people are amazed that I got Eric out the house because everybody knows he's an introvert. You know what I
yeah,
mean? But the show, he said he loved the show so much, and he's there because I asked him like a role, like a little brother asked a big brother. He did it. He jumped on board. You know. Then I had to ask my big sis, Rod Digger, First Lady of Flipmo Squad, actress, she has a Lyrics Matters program that she holds down in Jersey. And then, for the other judge, I had to grab my little bro, Mike Zombie. If you don't know who Mike Zombie is, he's responsible for one of Drake's biggest records he produced, started from the bottom from Drake. He also did a
okay,
lot of Young May stuff. He worked with Jay-Z. And then, for the big dog, the icing on the cake, I gotta thank, my sister Skyhook from the Wake Up Morning Show on Shade 45. She was an
okay,
artist as well, grabbing artists. And she went and grabbed her big brother, which is now my big brother, Sway Calloway from Sway
Big Sway.
Universe. So with that all-star cast right there, man, I think the show, it speaks for itself when it comes to hip hop credibility, where we're not looking for the gimmicks, the TikTok rappers, no shade, but we're looking for real artists and producers that's for the culture and that's trying to push this culture in the right direction instead of the other direction where it's going right now. So
yeah,
I look at my cast as a bunch of Avengers, hip hop Avengers. You know what I mean?
yeah. You got a lot of OGs in there, man. Some meaning like hip hop was a really a different it was more of a storytelling, more of a it just had more what's the word I'm
Substance
looking for?
had more.
Substance. Yeah.
Hey, for
Yeah,
right?
sure.
and
And
that's the reason why I chose the cast, because these other shows, they really go after who's popular at the moment. No
hmm
shade, but I want an artist. I want to get the kind of artists and producers along that has experience in this game.
hmm
Everybody except myself and Mike Zombie has over 30 years of experience in hip hop culture, the industry, where they can
hmm
really, pass the torch and drop jewels on these new generation artists. I feel
Yeah.
like hip hop is the only genre of music where we put an age cap on it, or we
hmm
look down on the quote unquote old school heads, but not knowing without these old school heads going through their journey, you wouldn't even have a journey.
Yeah.
So that's why
That's
it was
true.
important to reach back and get like the OGs.
Yeah.
No,
Well,
hey,
you
but
you
when you
gotta
said,
also go
go ahead,
ahead,
bro.
bro.
Go ahead, go
No, I
ahead.
was gonna tell him he got an all-star cast because I was reading it off and I didn't read all the names, but yeah, Cricket Eye was on there. Like uh you work with also artists like Tony Yayo, but it's
Mm-hmm.
just it's a
Oh, hold
it's
up,
a,
my bad.
it's
I can't forget HB Heather B. My bad, sis. I can't forget Heather B.
Boy, you better
And,
not
and,
forget Heather B.
and I gotta forget my bro Head Crack. He's the host of Beats and Bars. My fault, yo.
okay.
Oh, my bad. Go ahead.
Hey, no,
Nah,
it's
but
good.
it's good. I'm just like, man, like because like where I'm from, East Palo Alto, California, right?
Mm-hmm.
And we got a lot of good artists, right? And there, but the exposure, you know, one of my boys, he's a rap artist, right? And when we ran the preview, right, I sent it
Mm-hmm.
to him, right? I'm like, I don't know what you can do with this, because he got a somewhat of a connection too, but I just sent it to him, like, hey, that's a jewel, that's might be an avenue. But like I was saying earlier, I love what you're doing with this because you spotlighting, right? And you looking for that raw talent that you like you said that can bring hip hop back to the forefront, right?
Right.
That can really start lacing our youth, just lacing everybody to because hip hop was all about telling the story, right? And when I listen to hip hop, I always like the the come up. You know what I'm saying? Though, like, okay, I'm struggling, lights off, no heat in the house. I hustled it my way out, right? Now I'm selling out shows. That
Right.
type of hip hop. But along that way, they telling the story of the struggle,
Mm-hmm.
right? And it's so cliche, but that's why we created Unstoppable, right? For the people that really wasn't known. Like they selling out the trunk of their cars. They trying to get it, they trying to get on. You know what
Mm-hmm.
I'm saying? They trying to get exposure. And we was just like, nobody know us, right? And let's spotlight the rest of the nobodies. Let's try to get this thing big as possible so the guys that's starting can have a leg up,
Right.
right? So that's kind of how we wanted to use our platform is like, let's build our platform big as possible, right? And get a whole bunch of entrepreneurs and people that seasoned like yourself to even come and speak and share some insight, right? To give them words of encouragement, right? And just make the platform big as possible. You know what I'm saying? Because just like what you're doing, nobody is really doing what you're doing, like far as the beats and bars go. You know what I'm
Uh,
saying?
mm-hmm.
And so as we talk about beats and bars, right? We here now, but what started you on your journey, like your path to music, and just give us a little walkthrough, right? On
Oh,
kind of how you landed at this point.
oh man, I hate to say typical, but grew up in the church. I mean, my mom's
Yeah,
ain't that. When I say I grew up in the church, bro, I grew up in the church Wednesday, Thursday, and Sunday. You know what I mean, playing
yeah,
the first. My older brother Jules was playing the drums. I was in the congos for years. When he went to college, I took over the drums. But I self taught myself, 7 different instruments. Once I did that, I became a DJ. When I said I was on like 14, 15. And
hmm
by that time, I was going to my brother college DJing parties as a high schooler. You know what I
yeah,
mean?
yeah,
So once I got to college, fast forward some years, I got to college, of course, playing basketball. And, one of my teammates, he had an MPC, you know what I mean, a drum machine. That was
Yeah.
Mm.
my introduction to producing. It was
Yeah.
between him and the guy who actually taught me how to DJ in Syracuse, my man DJ Ace, because he was working at Mars Music in Atlanta, and I had the hookup. So he sold me an MP for like 800 when it was going for like two bands. You
Two
know, fell off,
bands.
fell off
Two
the back of the
bands.
truck type deal. Know what I mean, in a box and everything. So I sat with that for a minute, and I say I got my confidence up in school where I don't want to say my age, but wow, I have mailed a beat tape to Do It All from Lords of the Underground, and he liked one of my beats.
Yeah.
That's the story. That never happened. I didn't get a check. He didn't rap over it, but that
Yeah.
gave me confidence, saying, you know what, I could do this. Let me take a, let me really focus with this. So
Yeah.
by the time, I was living in Atlanta, and I was living with my mom, me and my brother was young, I was like 20, 21. For 5 years, bro, I had a bootleg studio in my mom's attic. MP,
Mm-hmm.
where it was just sitting on a dresser with on top of a Dreamcast box. Dude, I had a Tascam 4-track. And I mean, before that, I had a tape deck, so people would come record. And if they mess up in the third verse, they got to do the whole
The
thing
whole
over.
thing all over.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So upgrade to a Tascam, then a rolling 880 or something, like one of those digital recording joints, and
Yeah.
then I went to Pro Tools eventually. But
Yeah.
my story is like this, man. When I was in Atlanta in my early 20s, I stayed in my mom's attic for 5 years straight, then go out. You know what I
Mm-hmm.
mean? I wanted to be the
Grinding.
I wanted to be the best at this. My NBA
Yeah.
dream going out the window. So let me focus on this, and let me just try to do this. And I've been blessed, man, from
Yeah.
meeting all type of people, from Natalie Cole. Dallas Austin was the first guy who believed in me and gave me a shot. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? To now dealing with Dr. and M and Eric Sermon and all these other people, man. It's just nothing but God, bro. You know what I mean? Who
Yeah.
blessed me along this journey where I have conversations with these people where sometimes I can't believe it myself.
Yeah.
I get certain text messages or phone calls from, idols and things like that. It makes you humble, but it'll
Yeah.
also make you walk with your chest out a little bit when people doubt you. You know what I mean? So I take it where I'm blessed, where
Uh,
I not are only these people my idols, I'm friends with them. I mean,
yeah.
like, I watched the Super Bowl at DrDre house and lost $100 to him. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Where I have a relationship with these people that people don't believe that you see in the public's eye because they're myths. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It ain't like you can go to Walmart and see Eminem at aisle 6. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You don't see that. So,
I
like I
got
said,
you. Yeah.
I just been blessed to cherish my relationships and, keep my head down and stay focused, man. Be the best producer I can be in this game, man.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's crazy. Hey, Nels, because this bring me back along with your journey, right? It was when you and Jules came out to Cali, and
Mm.
this was years ago. Now, y'all, I stayed in the townhouse. Y'all came and you had first came up with the black nails.
Right, right, right.
We was at my computer trying to do the logo for it, and
I
we had
remember.
we had the little hand come out, and all the nails was black.
Yeah. You want
And
to hear a funny story about that? Didn't have to cut you off. I was
yeah,
looking for bro. When we got back to Atlanta, we made like little business cards, and me and Jules went in Douglasville and stuck them in laundromats and every place else. Right? Old guy, old white dude, had to be in his mid-60s. Called us from that card. Come to find out, he was Stevie Wonder's engineer.
wow,
Dude, he predicted this. This is no cat. You guys, my brother. Before I even popped up, like I said, I was in my early 20s. He said, yo, because I brought a beat CD to his house. I was playing beats. And he sat back and he smiled and said, yo, dude, you're going to be big time. I can see you right now flying to LA, man. You're going to be the next one. Dude, and it all happened from that business card that you did, bro. So thank you. Real
hey,
talk.
no, hey, that was crazy though, because we sat there and we was trying to figure it out. We figured out, and came up with it, threw it together real quick. And I think I was just starting out graphics, so that was something for me. So I was like, okay, cool. And I had told Megan, uh, I say Snoop make beats. And and from there it's just the story started coming back and coming. The next thing you know, I'm like, man, y'all hear, oh man, Snoop did a beat for such a. I said, ain't no way. You know, I say Snoop. Hey, but I'm giving you your flowers right now because you know we don't speak too often. Just to let you know, man, I'm proud of you, man, from where you started
Thank you.
and where it all began with the black nails in the little townhouse
Right.
to now, man, you out there, man, rocking black nails, doing beats for all these cats, man, and then also coming up, you know, changing the game on how to represent these cats on television, man, with the beats and bars. And you know, that's something unheard of. You know what I'm saying? And it's
Hmm.
like, man, the engineers, the rappers, you know, what y'all about to cash them out with. I'm sitting here like, dude, I might have to blow off my
Man,
mic
that's
and
man, I'm telling you,
try
I
to get a
sent it to
flow.
my boy. I'm like, man, here you go, right here. You can rock the mic. That's your
Yeah, bro.
startup money right there.
There you
You
go.
know?
That's that Rockefeller startup money right there. You know
Man,
what
Exactly.
I
yeah, no, man,
mean?
and it's crazy, man. Just to know the journey, bro. And you said it earlier that you know, you put in the time and
Man.
you hung out at mom's crib until you know you was able to step out, man. And a lot of cats, I think they want to rush
Mm,
that process, you know, man.
Yeah.
It's like, man, you gotta polish your. You know,
yeah.
you can't auto tune everything. You know what I'm saying?
Nah.
Your flows got to connect, man. And you know, like right now, what's driving right now is what they call drill music,
Yeah. Yeah.
bruh,
Teach
bruh.
his own. I don't want to seem like the old guy,
No,
all that
I
stuff.
don't want to seem
But
like the old guy either.
it's just like music change every day.
Change,
Yeah.
It
it
changes
changed.
every day, and I think everything it always repeats itself to where
Yeah.
now with people like K Dot and J Cole and Joey Badass and Big Sean and Jid, where they're bringing back lyricism.
See,
You know
yeah,
what I'm saying? And it's like in today's game with these labels, they don't sign artists off talent no more. They file them off of popularity.
popularity.
And that's why the rap game is so messed up. It's like the first
Or
thing I would sit down and ask an artist before they
mm-hmm.
listen to music is, how many followers do you have?
Mm-hmm.
What about my music? Why are you worried about my followers? What about my music? What about my blood, sweat, and tears I put into this music? Why do you
Yeah.
care about my following? And that's why we don't have A&Rs and artist development because, like you said, the people are lazy. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? People don't want to work no more to really build an artist. That's even towards labels. They don't want to help build the artist. They want the artist to come prepackaged so they can just give him a bad deal, him or her a bad deal, take all their money, chew them up for
Mm-hmm.
years, spit them out, and you never hear from them again. Next thing you know, they on drugs and they committing crimes and they doing all this other stuff because a lot of artists don't they make it $1 million deal, but they don't never get that full million. They probably get like 200 bands, and the rest goes marketing promotion,
Right.
production, studio time, travel, all that stuff. So the game is smoke and mirrors, and I'm just trying to let the world know, like, yo, don't believe everything that you see about this music industry.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm glad you said that because that's kind of like where I was steering. Because you know, I like to say, man, you know, each is on to everybody. You know, they look at me at the, you know, see all the graves and stuff, and like, man, oh head, but I be slapping some stuff, and if it don't catch me lyrically, sometimes that beat, man, you know, that beat be like, okay, man, whoever dropped this beat right here, you know, is good. But it kind of like when you said earlier, the old heads, you know, like the old heads that's still in the game, like the E40,
Mm-hmm.
Ice Cube, uh
Exhibit.
Exhibit, he flowing. It's also I was just listening to him uh the other day, man. He from New York, one of Jim Jones' boys. He just started rapping again. He took a
Who?
hiatus.
Jules Santana?
No, not Jules. Oh God, it's on the tip of my tongue, man.
Cameron? Mace?
Golly, it's gonna come back to me. But
Okay.
that's kind of like how it's going, right? You know, some of the old heads kind of like took a back seat and they hear how everything going, and then bam. they back in it. But I love how they're trying to incorporate the old heads and the new heads, and because the old heads coming on doing features with the new heads,
Well,
which
it's like the old heads didn't take a step back. It was just they were forced back because mainstream media or radio, they don't want to pay homage to the older generation. I call them legacy artists. I got that from
legacy
Exhibit.
artists. Okay,
They don't ever want to, play legacy artists. They always want to play something that's new, which they changed the whole narrative of hip hop, like you said. From hip hop, we became from the drug sellers to the drug users, and that's what they pump right now. They don't want to hear, about what Public Enemy talked about. You know what I mean? They want to
yeah,
Yeah.
hear about this, destroying our own kind. Basically, they pump the music that's going to destroy our culture. And like E. Sermon said, you would never hear some of these kids' music in the next 20 or 30 years.
Yeah.
You won't hear they're not making records like that no more because there's no thought process. Everybody wants to freestyle. Everybody can't be Wayne or Hove. Everybody
Mm.
everybody got to write. You know what I mean? So it's
man.
just
Yeah.
like the agenda that these mainstream push, they push the legacy artists out the way, but they coming back. Like I still think,
Mm.
Exhibit got one of the hardest albums out right now. From production to lyrics to his album from start to finish, you can let that whole thing rock through, bro, in my opinion.
Man, he got a
Yeah.
new one though. He dropping a new one, right?
Kingmaker. He already dropped it. Kingmaker.
Kingmaker.
Yeah, Kingmaker.
Hey, so you guys talking about old school, right? So like what you were saying with substance, right?
Mm-hmm.
So when I'm at work, right? When I'm working my 9 to 5, I like to have my AirPods in. I'm listening to something. I'm a big J fan, right? Big E40 fan. Like two of my top artists, right? So I was listening to The Watcher too with
Mm-hmm.
Jay-Z and DrDre, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I'm just listening to these cats like how they flowing though. They just stamping themselves. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And like you said, a lot of cats don't really stamp themselves no more. They don't like brand themselves no more. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Like okay, like you said, the music, right? They got platinum hit after platinum hit that's gonna last 10 to 20 years from now. You see what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying? You're gonna still came again. You don't know my name, Dre, the Watcher. You know what I'm saying? You're gonna hear
Right.
that 10 for 20 years now. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
That kind of music is gonna last forever, right? We just
Yep.
had an R&B artist on here the other week. He was talking the same way, right? He said I like to make music that don't have no time frame on it, right?
Timeless. Yep.
Timeless music, right? And now I hear you reinforce it. I said, okay, that makes a lot of sense because we was also talking about the um the old R&B and the old hip hop, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like you said, pop a perk, grab a blicky, backdoor my homie.
Right.
That's the three things, right?
Yep.
When I'm watching like the old Jay-Z's or even the Click, they was sitting around a table breaking bread with each other in their videos,
Mm-hmm.
right? Everybody get a piece, everybody eat, right?
Mm-hmm.
So so that right there is substance because it's not like I need to backdoor you, right? So what you were saying about promoting it, right? Promoting destruction, right? At least if we on the same squad, we all eating. You know what I'm saying? That's kind of
Yeah.
what they was promoting, right? Click, family, my family. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And then when people see that we family, right? It branch off into they section, we family. So it's definitely what was being put out. I ain't gonna front about that, right?
Mm-hmm.
But I'm gonna circle all the way back real quick,
All
right?
right.
To that to you in the basement when you locked yourself in there, right? Because you had a vision. You like, first of all, I'm finna put this work in, right?
Right.
And you did that. So you could tell by your portfolio you was tunnel vision on the goals and in your dream, right?
Right.
And that's it takes a different human being to do that. Bottom line, right? Say, forget everybody. I'm right here. I'm grinding. I ain't coming up for air till I get it,
Right.
right? it takes a different type of mindset. You got to be relentless, though. And I know it probably wasn't easy, right? But you said if I keep doing this, this is gonna happen, right? So I'm just looking at your portfolio right here, and this bananas, though, bro. I, I'm like, man, D on the last pod, D was like, I should have been a producer, right? Because you didn't. I just like what you said, like, man, I'm truly blessed, and things of that nature, right? And that one spark, you know what I'm saying? You was talking about a spark, like
Hmm.
somebody told me you got something. You kind of already knew, but when somebody believed in you, right?
Right.
And gave you that little bit of motivation, you like, okay, that's all I need. Pew.
Yeah.
And like you said, you never look back. You know what I'm
But
saying?
but during that journey though, bro, to cut you off, it was a. I don't want people to think like it happened overnight. It was
Yeah.
a lot of no's. And I'm talking about the hardcore no's. I won't mention nobody.
Hmm.
They took my CD and shot that joint across the studio. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Either it's
Yeah.
two things that happen. Either that can break you, or that could give you motivation and be like,
Yeah.
okay, next time I see you, you're gonna want to take a picture with me. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? So that was my whole state of mind,
Hmm.
especially in Atlanta when trap music took over and crunk took over with Little John.
Little
Everything was
John.
808s.
Yeah.
And me personally, I never wanted to be the producer who sounds like another producer that's already out.
Yeah.
You know what I'm
You
saying?
want
Like
to, yeah.
when old crunk and trap thing came to Atlanta was popping, us everybody was heavy 808. I stuck to my guns, what I love to do.
Yeah.
I never bowed down and said, you know what, I'm just gonna start making these type of beats so I can get inside the wave. I always wanted to
Hmm.
be my own wave, especially being in Atlanta because production and music and overall to me is like a snowstorm. If
Hmm.
everybody got a semblance, how can I find you?
Yeah.
Hmm. How you
I
gonna
mean,
stand out?
exactly. So I wanted to
Uh,
be the guy in the snowstorm with some flip flops or some Nikes on. I didn't want to have Tim's on.
Yeah.
So it made me stronger as a
Hmm.
person mentally. When people saying, no, that's not it, Nels, give me some 808s, give me this, give me that. I'm not doing it. I can do it. But why do it if somebody else is already doing that? Let me
Man,
You
put
want
my
to
own
be
special
authentic.
sauce to it and let me build my name up in Atlanta based on when they hear my name. Oh, you go see Nels, he gonna play that shit. Don't
Yeah.
go on the studio thing, you gonna hear, all trap beats and 808s and you don't know what you're gonna hear from Nels. But I learned, honestly how to accept different genres of music because growing up in New York, playing ball, I went to a private school. A lot of people don't know
Yeah.
that. Where, bro, I was like Will Smith in school. Like
yeah.
8
Yeah.
black people in the whole school. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I was a kid living in the hood playing basketball, but my best friends is Italian and all this other stuff, and they playing Nirvana and Green Day
Yeah.
and such, put me on the new stuff at that particular time, bro. This how
Yeah.
God worked. At that time,
Yeah.
I hated it. I
Yeah.
fucking but as I got older and I started
Yeah.
producing, it made me open up my mind to different sounds, different
Yeah.
genres of music. I don't have to just produce hip hop. I can do rock and roll. I can do this. I can be
Yeah.
a real producer. And it was
Yeah.
just, I think it was just God's way of showing my journey where I'm at today, where I
Yeah.
can work with a R&B artist, a reggaeton artist, a country artist. That comes
Yeah.
from that upbringing. It wasn't just always hip hop, hip hop, hip hop, hip hop. Know what I
Yeah.
mean? 90%
Yeah.
was, but that other 10 was that other stuff. Know what I mean? And
Yeah.
I think it really molded me as a producer later in life. Know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
That's
that's crazy.
amazing though. Yeah.
That's
That is
crazy though,
crazy though.
Gino.
Yeah, man. Like, yeah, bro. I'm like the Black Forest Gump. My life is like the the things that I see, I've been in, the people I met, the things that I'm accomplishing now, right now. Like, having a TV show. I would never thought in a million years I have a TV show, especially dealing with legends and icons. Never did I think. Of course, you dream about things about if you play basketball, you want to play basketball with Jordan. You want to play with the
Yeah.
Shaqs, the Kobe's, God bless
Hmm.
their dead. You always dream about those moments, but to really work hard and go through the struggle, and it actually happens, it's a
Yeah.
whole it's a whole different feeling. I wish everybody can just really feel that same feeling of, I guess you want to say conquering your goals.
Yeah. It's a it like you said, it's a journey, right? So I always talk to my brother all the time about, man, D, if we just keep doing this can be this, right?
Hmm.
And he don't doubt it, right? Sometimes I feel like he just watch me like to see how is you gonna keep grinding because he know he's older, he's an older brother. He like it ain't gonna
Hmm.
be easy, right?
Right.
But for the most part, I mean, like that's what we've been doing. We just been keeping our head down and just keep grinding though. Like you said, the journey ain't been easy. The same kind of doors, well, I'm saying similar. We didn't got some doors shut in our face, right? I done had some bad days when I was out there selling merch. I done had some bad days, period, along the way, right? So that's not like what you was just talking about is kind of like I didn't even have to tell you to tap into it. You tapped into it already, like the adversity, to overcome it, like the conquering your dreams, accomplishing things, like sticking it out, toughing it out, right? And we got this saying on the construction site, like never turn your back on the work, right?
Right.
Never turn your back on the work, right? Because really, no matter what you do, right, it's always gonna be work. It's
Yeah.
always gonna be work, right? And I like how you touched in, like, let me slow it down a little bit. I didn't just take off like that. It was some boom, 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 push back and forth,
Oh yeah.
right? And a lot of people would have gave up, but you didn't know. You know, so can you touch on that about the difference between giving up and pushing through though?
Yeah. Like me personally, I look at everything like food. Sound like a real greedy dude right now. But what food tastes better? Food from the microwave or food from
Hmm.
the oven?
Yeah.
The
Food from the
microwave,
oven.
exactly. So microwave food you can eat in 2 minutes. It's gonna
Yeah.
be nice, hot, but it ain't gonna fill you up. That
Yeah.
food that you put in the stove is gonna stick to you. May take longer to cook, but it's
Yeah.
better and it's gonna stick. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? So
That's
no
deep.
shade to anybody where, people have different journeys. Some may take a year to pop off, some may take 10 to 15 years to pop off. I look at my journey as the stove guy, where it
Yeah.
took me to get where I'm at, but I'm seasoned. I know how to
Hmm.
move around in this game. I done met certain
That's right.
people. I kept these relationships going where you can't, everything in life that you do, there's always a challenge.
Yeah.
You're going to have moments where you're like, man, forget this shit, I'm done. But you
Yeah.
can't do that. Because even I felt like that sometimes when you're getting told no, 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 no. You got to
Yeah.
take that note and say, you know what? I'm going to use this for my motivation.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? A lot of people when they get told no, especially this generation, when they get told no, oh they just can't take it. They can't accept the word no.
They gone, they tearing up stuff,
Yeah,
they
they're killing
they
themselves. They
just
doing all dumb shit. But in
yeah,
our era growing up, when you told somebody no, that was the way to say, you know what, I'm gonna make you say yes.
yeah,
Like I said, my first situation with Dallas Austin, I never forget it. When I sent him once again, I sent him a beat CD. This time it was in a tape, and this is the era where you had to actually mail it in. Look, I'm back at the album cover, get the address, mail it in. He mailed the letter back. He mailed a letter like a month later, said, "No, we're gonna pass." Yada yada yada. Next thing you know,
hmm,
4 years later, he's the guy who gave me my first shot.
yeah,
I didn't plan it to be like that, but it just happened like that. Sometimes
yeah,
you got to speak things into existence. You got to
yeah,
have that mind frame of no matter what happens, I'm going to do this. Like me personally, I never had a plan B. Like this is all I got. I'm not
yeah,
trying to, I'm not trying to start a career. It's not nah. Focus on
yeah,
plan A. Don't think about a plan B because once you think about a plan B, you start thinking about failures
yeah.
as a
Can you
backup.
can you imagine after you heard that first no and you stopped, right? Where you would be right now? Can you just imagine that, right?
Hmm.
You know what I'm saying though? Like as I'm looking at everything you accomplished though, right? And I'm seeing, I'm looking at your bio right here on the screen. I'm looking at it like, that's why it's so important for people not to give up, right? Like you
Right.
said, it might take 10, it might take 5. You might see this other guy blow overnight. You
Yeah.
know what I'm saying? And it's just like, you really, really wanted it, right? You
Yeah.
really, really wanted it. So if a person really, really wants something, you
They're
said
gonna
ain't no plan B. They gonna do it.
no, but at the same time, as we get up in age, that whole
Yeah.
star artist mentality got to go because to keep it a buck. When I was working at CNN and Turner, I was still
Mm-hmm.
doing music, and this is why Interscope is flying me back and forth every month. So I go and be in LA for a whole week. That next Sunday I got to clock in on Monday. Tell all my homies
Mm-hmm.
doing in LA what they see in the post. So it was always, always been blessed to have good people in my corner, even from the people I was working with at CNN and Turner, where they understood my journey. It wasn't like
Mm-hmm.
I was saying, "Yo, bro, I'm going to go party in LA for a week." Nah, they seen me grow over the years. Like, damn, B really doing it. So like I
Yeah.
said, I've been blessed with people who believed in me, where they believed in me what I didn't even believe in myself at times.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
like I said, my journey is so crazy. Like the whole Eminem DrDre journey, that's crazy in itself. We could talk about that. Like, um, back in the early 2000s when I, had my situation with Dallas Austin. One of the guys from Tampa named Galen, G whatever, he was up there doing some music stuff. Fast forward 5, 6 years, we don't even talk. I see him on Facebook that he's in Atlanta. I'm like, oh shit, G, what up? This Nels. He comes sees me. I play him some beats. He tells me about his brother Sly Piper, who works with Dre. Yada yada yada. Yo, Nels, I'm gonna bring you to him. Me and Sly, we click like this because we just talk a lot of shit to each other. I'm a shit talker. I love to talk shit. That's just me. That's my personality. I feel like if you can talk trash to somebody, it breaks the ice. There's never a dull moment. So, make a long story short, he was coming to my crib 6, 7 years straight before I even went to Dr. Dre house or got the Eminem placement. And I never
Yeah.
asked him, hey man, take me to Dre. I never asked him. He knew I did
Yeah.
Beatz studio. But
Yeah.
me personally, I looked at it as, okay, I'm not ready. Let me work on my craft more. Because if he's over here still recording and my beats, and at that time I thought I was dope. You know what I mean? If he was still recording, give me motivation and say, yo, you're
Mm-hmm.
all right, but you just ain't there yet. That mean, but once I got there and I was
Yeah.
already going to LA through Interscope, he's like, okay, come to record one with me. Let's go to Dre's studio first. You
Yeah.
know what I mean?
Yeah.
So all that happened in a matter, like I said, 6, 7 years in recording. The 7 years I started going to Dre house. And then the whole Eminem saga is, you know, like 20% of M's album was done in my basement right here, all the courses. Higher
Yeah.
was done here. Favorite Bitch, my record was done here. Discombobulated and another record and so on and so forth. So he calls me one day, goes, bro, I need to come record this stuff for M. I'm like, cool. I mean, I get to hear some exclusive stuff. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
he lays. It was for that his single "Higher" off the first music to be murdered by the song "Higher." He recorded his verse here. Slide did send it to him. So Slide texts M like, "Yo, you mind if I send you some beats and hooks?" M
Yeah.
hits him back. Yo, cool, of course. So in 3 days, me, Sly, and the engineer Piece, we did 15 records in 3 days.
Damn.
Right
I was
here, this
grinding.
place. Yeah,
It's
15.
grind mode.
I
Yeah,
was
15
grinding.
years in 3 days, and the
Yeah.
vibe in my basement was just on a whole other level where I never forget my big screen like right there in the other room, they were showing 8 Mile by coincidence. You know what I mean? So we working on M's
Yeah.
project, 8 Miles on TV. It was just a crazy energy. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Where one of the records that out of the 15, you know, favorite bitch got picked up with him and Ty Dolla Sign. So
Mm-hmm.
let people know to work with artists like that, you can have 100 records with that person. Long as one get picked, you're all right.
One
Out of those,
hit.
Hey, it all it takes is one.
yeah,
All it
All it
takes
because
is
you
takes
gotta
is
one.
one.
because you gotta think how many people actually make beats in this world today.
Yeah.
So out of everybody in the world, you still got one record with him.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's a blessing. That's why I always tell people never give up. You can't give
Never
up
give up. Can't
because
give up.
when you give up, that's right when you about to be successful. You stop when you right about to cross the finish line, but you don't see it because you're so depressed, you're aggravated, it's not working out, you're not getting the followers, you're not getting the dude. Nobody, don't fucking stop. That's all I can say. Don't stop.
Be
That's the
unstoppable.
thing. Be
Right.
Be
unstoppable.
unstoppable.
Same
But
as Plug.
hey,
Be
but
unstoppable. I
that's the
love
thing though, Nels. That's the thing. See, nobody don't want to put in the work when the lights ain't on. Nobody don't want to put in the work when them doors is closed and nobody in there. It's almost like look at me, look at me, look at me. And like you said, at times you just not might be ready. Because I like the part when you said the no, right?
Mm-hmm.
Mm.
No, no. A lot of people think no is no, but I take no because I didn't heard no so much in my lifetime that no is not right now. It's
Right.
not never. It's just not right now. So if you give up on that first no, second no, it could be even the fourth no.
Right.
Like we said, you don't never know where you're gonna be at. So that's why it's always that grind time, man. Just stay grinding. For instance, me and this right here, right? I did
Right.
this a long time ago. I stopped to help other people out.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, you know what? I gotta get back on my thing. So I got back, you get back on your thing, and somebody like, no, I'm cool. All right, it's cool. It ain't for you. I keep on going, keep on going. So now it's grind time. I
Mm-hmm.
don't care. Lights off. I'm downstairs in the thing. Thank you, son.
Yeah.
And the same for you. It's like you to make the beat. Now you like thinking, all right, man, what's this next beat? It's grind time. It's grind time. And so when you in that grind mode, Nails, man, how you come up with that next slap, bro? So are you like listening to the lyrics? Are you like, man, I'm just in here just thinking of uh instruments and drums and whatever it is that you're laying down on those tracks.
That's a
Honestly,
good
bro.
question.
Honestly, this advice for all the producers out there: always find the pocket.
Find
You know
that
what I
pocket.
mean? When I say the pocket, I mean whatever artist you're dealing with, find their pocket. Like I would never give Will Smith an Eminem beat. Don't work.
Yeah, no.
You know what I'm saying? You wouldn't give, Travis Scott a Jay-Z beat. Don't work. So when I say find it, well, all the producers find that pocket, find that lane where, like with Marshall, with M, you know what his style is. I mean, as a
Mm-hmm.
producer, you got to do your due diligence on these artists that you work with. A lot of producers don't. They just throw beat packs together and send them out, and they wonder why they don't get callbacks. You got to find that pocket. What type of drums he like? I mean, what's his favorite instrument to rap over? What type of different flows can you picture him? Because, like I said, I never try to give that artist the same vibe of a beat. I mean, not quite as kept, but I probably got like over 25 records with Eminem. I mean, some's gonna come out in a few. That's another story. But I got probably over 25 records with him, and don't none of them sound the same
That's
because
good though.
I stay in the pocket, but I give him different flows. Plus with Sly Piper writing the hook, we always give him something different to talk about. What he's been talking about the last 25 years. Got to stay different. You got to
That's
reinvent yourself. So
mm-hmm.
it's about me as a producer. It's like a blank canvas. I gotta
Mm.
I gotta draw the stencil, the outline. You know what I mean? Slide at his color with the hook, and then M come and paint the rest of the picture. And boom, now you got a whole portrait.
Got the whole portrait. So hey, so when
Teamwork.
you working on them beats though,
Mm-hmm.
how do you know when you like, boy, this one right here is like this the one?
Uh,
And like
you,
you said, you didn't make all kind of beats all day long, baby. But
uh, it's the vibe though, D. You know what I'm saying? Like it's like whatever zone I'm in. You know what I
yeah,
mean? Because like I
uh-huh.
said, music change every day.
And
But when
everything.
you making that slapper and that shit knocking and
Yeah.
it just sound right and you just like you can play it all night, that's when you know you got something.
That's when you
And
know.
what I usually do, I'll wake up the next morning and I'll play it again.
Play it again.
Yeah. And if it hit me the same how it hit me the night before, that's when I know it's that thing. You know what I
It's not
mean?
about content.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Play it over and
Hey,
over again.
hey,
Yeah.
nah,
Yeah.
but that's it though, man. Because so just say it came from y'all. Y'all done did y'all thing. Now us as a consumer, you get it, and like now, man, most of these cats are coming out with 2 discs. So you got 17 tracks here, 17 tracks there. But then us as a consumer, you probably might find 2 that you like.
Yeah.
But then you in the car, you like this. Like, you know what I'm saying? Man, hey, put that on repeat because I want to hear that over and over again.
Mm-hmm.
At least that's how I am. I skim through it, and for me, it's like, okay, sometimes the lyrics catch you. But
Right.
sometimes the lyrics don't catch you because the beat hitting so hard. You like, man, this beat, like for instance, out here we got I don't know if a lot of people like. I like Beatz Weeder. Beatz Weeder, man. He got some tracks, but it's a couple tracks on his album. I'm like, I just played them do 2 songs over and over and over, man. I'll be like, man, because
What's
it
that? That's the
caught me.
live wire, old school live wire, though.
Man, hey,
Yeah.
that Beatz Weeder. I mean, even if we go back to the legendary rappers, you got to like the E40s, your exhibits, your Ice Cubes, and it's just like, hey, bro, I'm gonna put this on. I'll be doing myself like, bro, I'm gonna put this on right here, bro. You go be like, damn. But it's my genre, right? Because
Yeah.
they into all
Mhm.
of this new stuff and the O Block and this and that. I'd be like, bro, you need to hear this though, bro. And he'd be like,
But then you got to think about it though. What agenda do mainstream media push?
man, that's what they pushing though. That's what they
Exactly.
pushing.
And you already
So
know why. This whole different conversation. You know why they're pushing that agenda. We're not supposed to be smart as our people and our culture.
man, yeah,
Yeah.
We're
they
not
they
supposed, we're not supposed to know how to read or know big words or be educated or have degrees. We're not supposed to do that. So when we do that, these higher ups, they don't want to see that. But that's
nah.
Yeah.
why
That's
that's why
crazy, right?
bro, that's the world that we live in because
Uh,
nobody has the heart to step up and say it.
uh,
I mean, everybody's so worried about losing endorsement deals
Endorsements.
and
Mm-hmm.
all this other stuff,
uh.
and that's
They
why I'm
scared of
glad.
losing the paper.
Right, they rather
Yeah.
lose their soul than lose their paper.
Man,
Yeah.
And,
hey,
and
but
that's
that's
what I
crazy.
got, and that's why I got blessed, with my business partners because he's a white guy from the Bronx. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
Talking about being the odds of making hood classes like Belly and New Jersey Drive. Like
Yeah.
our platform that we own, we're not regulated by the FCC. We don't have to answer to nobody. You know what I mean? And
Yeah.
that's why my show is the way it's structured. Whereas even if you audition in my show and you get TV time, you even get equity in my show as a contestant. So
That's one of the
so
things I wanted to hit back on you, man. Because I
yeah,
heard you on the other day, I don't mean to cut you off, but you said equity. Even though you came on the show, you gonna get a piece of this. They
yeah.
don't do that.
Everybody wants to be gazillionaires. But not knowing, bro, you can't take that money once you dead. So
Yeah.
our thing at Red Core was like, yo, let's do something different where our platform is built for like independent content creators like yourself, artists, whatever, where we pay them what they're supposed to get paid. There's no milestones you got to reach on those other platforms. It's not going to say where you're going to have 500 subscribers and 4,000 hours watched before you get monetized. On our platform, you're monetized from play one.
Day one, huh?
And then we do deals with with our people. Was like, we do an 80-20 split. They keep 80% of their royalties.
Who do that, Nels?
We do. You know what I'm saying?
I'm
And
glad
that's
you
what,
said. Yeah. Go ahead, Nels. My bad. You segue
so
into it. Go.
it's just like this, bro. I hate to cut you off, but my main thing is two things with me I want people to know about: generational wealth and ownership. So, like I said, with this show right here, once we get done filming these other 8 cities and aired on our network, everybody that participated that's on camera, even the people that participated in the crowd who picked up the microphone, answered a question or asked a question, they get equity as well. You know what I mean? So everybody gets a piece of the pie, and that's how it's supposed to be, man.
That's how it's supposed to
Man,
be.
that's how it's supposed to be. But we all know. But I ain't gonna that like that's a whole nother
That's,
thing.
that's their conversation.
That's
Yeah.
that's a whole nother thing. But the way you flipping it, man, and some people gonna be like, yeah, man, whatever. That ain't true. That ain't true until it really start happening. But
Hmm.
that's the crazy thing is like here, man. This is y'all, and y'all gonna get a piece of this.
Right.
And that right there, man, I personally think that'd be even more successful. So hopefully, when Beats and Bars get done and all of that, and man, and you get to do a spinoff, you get to do Beats and Bars too.
Oh yeah, like I already got my plan set up. Like next season, we're gonna do beats and bars R&B, beats and bars gospel, beats and bars rock and roll, beats and bars like Latin music. It's
I
about to
see
be a
that.
whole brand where, like I said, I've been blessed to know people where the beats and bars hip hop you won't see on beats and bars R&B or gospel. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? I'm branding this whole beats and bars thing as one big melting pot for music overall. We just
Yeah.
starting off with hip hop because
It's
that's where I come from. That's my background. That's how I, got my name. That's how I'm Nails because of hip hop.
because of hip
So
hop.
I just wanted to give something back to the culture that's for the culture, where it's not watered down, it's not script, it's just real raw camera tricks. Like when we filming, we don't do takes. It's just whatever happens on camera happens on camera. You know
Yeah.
what I
Now,
mean?
hey, I know
Yeah.
what you mean because that's what I tell my brothers. Like, man, when we do, man, we not gonna go and pre-interview, man. We gonna do it. If we make some mistakes along the way, hey, let the people know we made mistakes because we ain't perfect.
We're regular
We're
people.
regular
Yeah.
people.
Yeah. It's
You
not
know,
always about the bells and the whistles. It's like today's world, they want to see people like us that's on TV that were regular people.
regular
Yeah.
people.
Don't hold us up here because of our accolades. We're
Yeah.
on the same. We breathe the same air. We all bleed the same color.
Yeah.
So I think with today's generation with social media, they have a better connection with artists and producers because you can always hit somebody in the DM. You may get lucky if they hit you back. You never know.
Yeah.
Never
Yeah.
But
know.
but you never know. So I love what you guys are doing. I mean, you got to crawl before you walk. Everything that you do on this podcast is going to be a life learning lesson. What
Man,
to do, what not to do,
what the
who
nuts?
to get in
Yeah.
contact with. So it's a growing process. Like I said, whatever you need from me, I'm here for y'all, brothers.
Hey,
Man.
man. And
Appreciate you, man.
I'm gonna tap in with you. You know, it's like today, right? Before we got on, it was like, all right, man. Hey, Nels, you know, you hit me. It was like, man, let's do the podcast today. You know, because
Right.
I had told people, because people was waiting on this right here, Nels, and they was like, all
It's
right, man.
here.
It's like, and you know, we kind of, me and you were talking. I was coming from I think I was coming from the gym or something. And with so I said, man, Nels, you know, I need you to come on my podcast. He was like, yeah, baby, that's not a thing. I said, when you want to bless? He said, let's do it on Sunday. And we both forgot it was Father's Day.
Yeah.
And so I'm sitting here like, you know, I'm like, man, I said, you know, I hit you up and I was like, all right, Nels, boom, boom. And he was like, all right. And but we had to chalk it up, man, because you was with your boy and your daughter, and I was with my kids.
Yeah.
And you know, my biggest thing is not to impede on people's time because you know, time is something that we don't get back.
Right.
So you going and being with your family, you know, that's what you do. And this one right here was like, all right, we gonna make it happen. And then you was like, man, I'm on the grill. Man, you know you don't know what you're doing
Man,
on the
if
grill.
you lucky, I don't show you what I cook, bro. You like, you know what, Snoop, you all right now. You all right. You know what I'm saying? Don't let me go upstairs and show you a big metal pan, bro. I mean, you don't want no smoke in the kitchen on the grill, bro. But yeah, man, like, man, I'm
That's
gonna
why
tell you
they
like
talk
this
about your
though, man.
grill master.
Yeah, I am. I'm trying to tell you, but this music stuff, man, it's a blessing. And like I said before, I always try to be an inspiration to people. You know what I mean? Because like I said, Syracuse is not the boroughs; it's upstate New York. It's a
Yeah,
small town. So I always try to motivate everybody, let them know it's not where you from.
Yeah.
It's where you at and how you carry yourself. Like
Yeah.
I would never thought I would have a sit down interview with Eric Sermon and Exhibit. I didn't think I'll have, a Dre's number or just the things I've been through. I don't like the name drop, but I never thought I
kids,
would be where I'm at right now coming from a small town like Syracuse. That's why you always gotta dream big, like there's no failure.
Yeah.
You know what I'm
man.
saying? You you
And
Yeah.
you
that,
gotta dream, big, bro, because
Yeah.
it happens. The more you think about it, and see, I'm smiling about it now, man. The more you think about it, you can picture yourself doing this and doing that, and you aim for that shit and you do it. And then once it happens, bros, I'm trying to tell you,
Yeah.
it's a magical moment in your life
Yeah.
that you'll never forget.
never forget, yeah,
I,
man.
ain't- Hey, you know what? I'm not gonna even lie to you, right? Just hearing you talk, like I'm on fire, and I kind of been on fire this last week, right?
Mm-hmm.
But what I'm saying, is, like everything that you saying is like
He need to hear.
it's igniting it's igniting my fire. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm so driven on the things that I see for me and my brother and the things that we can accomplish, right? Like I'm like a mad scientist. Even if I make a few mistakes, I'm like, no, this is gonna happen, right?
Mm-hmm.
Whether they like it or not, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I just want to share like my experience on this thing, right? I remember when we first started the podcast. At first, it was just me. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And because D helped do everything you see here, Unstoppable, everything you see, D designed it, right?
Mm-hmm.
The shirt, Unstoppable, everything, the shirt, Law Society, all his stuff he designed it, all my stuff he designed it, right? So when I came with the idea, D drew everything up, and I said, "Bro, I want to do a podcast, right?" I even told my peers, right? I told my
Mm-hmm.
peers, I want to do a podcast, man. I want to do a podcast. I want to help people. I'm so big into self help, so I can relate to everything that you're saying out your mouth because I study it in and out, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so we had audio for the first season, right?
Yeah.
We got a little buzz with the locals, right? D was mixing that first, and
Mm-hmm. Of
but I just kept telling people like, this is what I want to do, this is what I want to do, this is what I want to do. I had some hiccups along the way, right?
course.
But what I want to get at to like now, we got Black Nails on here with video, right? On the Unstoppable podcast with my co-host, my brother, right?
Mm-hmm.
Owner of Law Society Collection, right? 4 years of grinding and 5 years of just grinding in and
Wow.
out, up and down, right? What I want to say is we haven't got there yet, but we heck of far from where we came from to this point, though, right?
Right.
So I can relate far as like that grit and that grind, and like nobody's gonna like nobody gonna pull me off of this thing. I'm standing on this thing till I'm on top of it, right?
Mm-hmm.
I just wanted to say that because like people don't understand like when you get so crazy about your dream, right? You dang near gotta just put blinders on. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying though?
Yeah.
Like people can be he crazy, he don't know, look at him, look at him. But I see it happen over and over again. We were just talking about what earlier, D Wallow. Remember when Wallow was running in the rain,
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
right? The
Yeah.
whole world thought he was crazy,
Well,
but it was a
thing
group of
crazy.
people that understood what he was doing. Kind of like what you said. He could have been in front of a camera with an AK. He probably would have got a million hits that day.
Right.
Probably would have went to jail the next day too, though. You know what I'm
Right.
saying, though? So he had to stay his course. No, I want to help. I want to motivate. I want to innovate. So I'm going to segue straight into it, right? Just like you with the beats and bars, right? You just not doing that for yourself. You creating the platform for others, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I want you to, I know you touched on it a few times, right? So let every single person know out there, right, that's listening, that's going to listen, all about beats and bars, where they can go find it at, when it drop, everything.
Oh yeah. So Beats and Bars, you gotta go to beatsandbarsaudition.com. That's BEATZ, the letter N bars with a Z at the end for bars, auditions.com. It's free to sign up. That means submit your music, your raps or your beats is for rappers and producers. So we're going across 10 major cities. We already done knocked out Oakland and LA. We're going to Houston next. Then we got 7 cities after that. And the winner gets, 250K. 125 for the producer, 125 for the artist. You know what I mean? And during that, once we take them to the Beats and Bars headquarters, before you get to the 250, we're going to take the top 20 out of those 10 cities.
Mm,
Pair up on whoever has the dopest album, they get the bag. It's gonna be
okay.
a lot of folk. Like I said, I got a great cast. Executive produced by Red Corals on our platform, Red Coral Universe. It's a free app you can download. We're in 97% of the homes across the world. Global platform, definitely artists first. You know what I mean? So if you want to make some real money, come to us. We're monetized from Play One. We pay way more than those other platforms. And guess what? We don't even own your stuff. You own everything that you do. We don't want to be the part of your brand. We just want to be the technology behind your brand. Um, like I said, I want to say big shout out to my partner Larry Quinn, co-creator of Beats and Bars, my other EP, Sway Calloway, my judges, Crooked, Digger, E. Sermon, Zombie, and everybody who's tapped in. I'm getting so much love and support from the not only the hip hop community, but just our culture overall, from comedians, you know what I mean? Business owners, of course, rappers and producers. So, like I said, man, you always gotta have people that believes in you. And like
Damn.
you said, how you got your older brother? I have my
Oh
older
no.
brother as well, Jules.
Okay, there you go.
Jules.
Know what I mean?
I
This
Jules.
lost y'all for a second. It froze up on me.
okay. So like you saying, you got your older brother. My older
Yeah,
brother Jules is in my corner. He's the one who kept me going. Where when I didn't have a job, he had a job. He'd give me $25 to go to the studio that day. By that time, I was smoking Black and Miles. Buy a pack of Black and Miles, put $10 worth of gas in Miles' car, and get something to eat. Know what I mean?
yeah,
Before I
yeah,
started work, he was my motivator. Say, you know what? I believe in you. I
yeah,
know you want to stop an artist in your early 20s, but I'm working. Here you go, Snoop, take that bread, do what you got to do. So you
yeah,
always need that one person in your corner that you can trust, and that one person that's not going to be a yes man.
yeah,
You need that person in your ear, be like, man, don't do that shit.
yeah,
You're going to need that,
yeah,
especially like in today's world where everybody is a yes man.
yeah.
Like me, the first day I went to Dre house, I never forget this story. He's like, you heard any of my new stuff? I'm like, not only what me and bro did for you. Goes to his board, plays a record. Everybody's going crazy. He looks back. He goes, Nels, you like that? I'm like, man, you sort of kind of sound depressed, bro. So he he was like, I do, huh? I was like, yeah, bro. So fast forward, make a long story short, I didn't know he had pulled my homie in the hallway in his house. Was like, yo, I like that kid Nels. I knew that record was whack. I was just trying to see if he was gonna be a yes man or not.
Oh damn, that
They
was
put
So,
a
you through the
crazy
test.
test right there.
bro, you know, in this game you really gotta test people to see what they're
Yeah,
really about. Are they gonna be
yeah.
saying yeah or nigga that's some bullshit? You know what I
Hey, but
mean?
look, yeah, but it's
But that
crazy.
but that's
Go
why I
ahead.
got respect though. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like because I don't care who you are. If it's lackluster, I'm gonna tell you.
yeah,
Yeah.
And it's just my opinion. Even though you're Dre, I just don't like it. It wasn't for me.
It wasn't for
yeah,
you.
It wasn't for me, and I gotta be honest with it.
yeah.
That's
Hey, that's a
crazy.
trip though, because when we first started out, when D was like, "I'm in this thing with you," but he said, "All right, bro." He told me, he said, "I ain't gonna be no yes man, right?"
Mm-hmm.
And like my core circle though, like my family, my brothers and my sisters and a couple of other people, bro, that watched me along my journey was kind of those rails. You know how you driving and you got those rails and you kind
Mm-hmm.
of hit, but and then you get back on. You know what I'm saying? They was kind of like those rails for me though,
Mm-hmm.
because I hit sometimes. But that they get me right back in line on whether they gotta tell me how it is, right? Dust me off and send me back out there, right? And eventually I'm learning. I'm learning stuff right now to this day, right? And the main thing for me was shifting my mindset from not listening, right? To
Mm-hmm.
listening. When when you got that person in your ear and saying, hey, that's not right, that's whack, right? Taking a
Right.
look at it. You know what I'm saying? Like, don't shut it off like, oh, you don't know what you're talking about. I'm gonna do it anyway. Take a look at it. You know what I'm saying? Take a look at what, cause this your circle, this your core. So if they telling you this, right? And it's coming from a loving place, or what I say, it's just coming from a place where they trying to help you get better, right?
Of course.
You can't not look at it. You know what I'm saying? So a strong support system, a strong circle. You know what I'm saying? Is definitely needed, right?
Mm-hmm.
And like you said, you had a gang of you had a nice core of people. Like you mentioned them, right?
Mm-hmm.
And really, they probably more than likely see your work ethic. They like, man, this guy grinding. This guy, he on this shit. You know what I'm saying? He grinding, right? So other grinders gonna grind with other grinders. I know that from where I came from. All the elite gonna grind with the elite. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's just how it go. You know what I'm saying? And the guys that don't grind so hard, they slacking a little bit. They find their own group. You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? That's just how it is. Like you were saying with the Michael Jordans and you know what I'm saying, the Kobe's and these guys, you play up,
Yeah.
right? You know
Right.
what I'm saying? And I just want to tell you, man, again, thank you, man. I wish you more success, right? I
Hey,
can't wait to watch this Beats and Bars. I'm gonna tell all the artists I know, man, you need to go, go, go. You need to get out there, drop your beats, drop your melodies, drop your hip hop, your rap, and try to get that 250, 250K, man, so you can be on your way. You know what I'm
exactly,
saying? But
exactly. Money's there.
the money, he said the money's there, man.
Man, man, it's there, man. Where you gonna go and you gonna drop some rhymes and you gonna have your producer hitting beats and y'all both walk away with 125 bands. Where you
Yeah,
gonna go?
Right, right,
right.
right.
You know? And they get the 125 bands without taxes right now. They get the whole 125.
They hit the 125. The 125 is in their pocket.
In
I'm
their
telling you,
pocket.
well, look, when we get off this podcast, bro, I'm gonna go on Beats and Bars auditions myself. Man,
Hey,
I'm lying,
man.
man. My rapping days is over. My rapping days is over. Hey, Nails, man. Now you at this plateau, man, in your life, man. You at this pivotal point. You doing beats for Dre, Eminem, all of them, man. Who would be your most favorite artist that you can get in the studio and work with?
Um, honestly speaking, bro, I would say Busta Rhymes.
Buster? You
Yeah.
trying to get in? You trying to get in the studio with Jules?
Nah, man, that's not, man. I'm talking the real Busta.
Hey,
Yo,
no,
wait,
no, no,
yo,
no.
they going
Hey,
crazy.
no,
Yo, I
bro.
got I got a crazy story about that too. So, I was in this basement, whatever, and my homeboy Sly was at Dre house, right? So he on FaceTime at Dre crib, whatever, and I see my man Special walk in the background. Special was Busta's like right hand man. That's like his manager.
Yeah.
So I see Special. I'm like, yo, Special, that's you? So he comes to the phone like, oh shit, Nails, what's good? What's good? I was like, yo, I got some beats for Buster. So next thing you know, Buster gets on FaceTime. And Jules is right here. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
And Jules is sitting right here. And I'm on FaceTime with Buster right here. I'm like, yo, you look like my brother, yo. He was like, nah, son, you look like my brother, yo. so so like if you scroll down my IG page, you see the FaceTime screenshot I got with Buster. Know what I
Buster and
mean?
Yeah.
Jules. And Jules.
No, just me and Buster on
Just you and
FaceTime.
Buster? Okay.
Yeah, yeah, but yeah, everybody said, yo, either I look like Buster or my brother look like Buster.
Hey,
So,
I tell Jules that every time I see him, right? Because I think last time I seen Jules, we were in Tyler, Texas.
hmm
And we was watching Jay play. That's the last time I seen Jules. And I said, boy, every time I see you, boy, you starting to look more and more like Buster.
yo, man, why you ain't tell me my face is all greasy, man? Damn,
Man, we can't tell. We can't tell, bro.
I feel like a preacher. My shit all greasy.
Hey, hey, you
You
dropping
just hit the
jewels for
spotlight.
individuals,
Just
man.
hit the
You
spotlight.
dropping jewels, so you know
Nah,
how
you
you
definitely
go.
dropping jewels, though.
No, but yeah,
You
I
know how
think
the pastors go. They get in that word and they get the and
exactly. But
hey,
yeah,
you
but
dropping these
get back
jewels
to
on
your
these
question though.
cats.
Getting back to your question though, is Buster? He's probably been like my favorite rapper I like the most, the longest, because of his energy. He's always animated. And I'm an
Always.
energy person, so it's just like I know that's gonna happen, in the future sometime. Like I said, I know Bus, I know his whole crew. You know what I mean? I'm always a phone call away from whoever wanted to touch pause. But I know it's gonna happen one day. But Bus is probably like the only artist I haven't worked with that I want to work with so far.
Hey, that's a good one right there, man. Because Bus, man, he hit the scene. That boy was energetic, man. With him with that the big was had the big top hat and
Yeah.
I'm like, who is this cat? But and he's going now. I think the one that really got me, man, was the one when he came out with Janet Jackson, bro.
Oh yeah, that was a
That
big record.
that right there, I was like, okay, Bus is going,
hmm
And then he hit that one with Chris Brown when they was doing the fast rap.
Yeah.
I said, man, Busta, man. I mean, the Bus got many more, but it's just, he's just like, dang, boy, Bus energy, man. He just make you want to go.
Yeah.
Yeah. I was
Yeah.
sleep on him until
You was sleep on
dang.
Bus?
Yeah, I kind of stayed away. And
Andrew
what's so
Hurst?
crazy is though, I got an uncle from New York, right?
hmm
when I was a kid, like 13, like so that's why I say I got my two favorite artists once again. Like since I was growing up, right? I listened to E40 and the Click and a lot of Jay-Z. Pac too though, but I'm saying like though you can see, right, those guys, they got the longevity. You know what I'm saying? But but what I'm saying
Mm-hmm.
is how I got seasoned with all different types of music though, right? Is I got the New York mixtape before it hit the West Coast, right? So I
Mm-hmm.
got the New York mixtape. You know what I'm saying? So I got seasoned from all different both sides of it. You know what I'm saying? I was able to understand what Jay-Z was talking about far as like what I was about to say. I know
I
he's talking
don't
about
know.
Buster though. But I was talking about Can't Knock the Hustle, from Can't Knock the Hustle to Tired of Being Stepped On. I was able to relate to both of them. You know what I'm saying? Because I was
East
listening to
Coast, West Coast, yeah.
East Coast, West Coast, right? So, but anyway, back to Buster, right? I gone at this is serious. Well, how that song go?
Dangerous.
That's what I got on you know. What is it called?
Dangerous.
I hit you with no plan and they don't yo. I used to be slapping that the whole album. No, that's when I really got off of him, though, and I started feeling him like, cause he just switch up his flow. It was just I don't know. It was just I was feeling that whole album. Though he had the beats and he was just yo.
Yeah.
He was going like he said. He had that energy.
Yeah, definitely
You
a
know what
legend.
I'm saying? He was on there. This is okay. Yeah, this is dangerous.
Yeah, dangerous, yeah.
But nah, yeah.
I'm gonna have to cut this
Man,
short. I'm
that's
supposed to
the-
be at the listening party an hour ago. So I wanna say,
oh
yo,
Yeah.
man, Nails.
Hey, this gonna be a 2 hour one right now.
yeah,
I'm
I know
looking at it's like a
No, it's an hour. We passed the hour. We on the hour 11, man. Well,
hour
well, for
11.
the hoes you nails, man. You know, hey, as always, man. It's always a pleasure hollering at you. And the thing is, for me, I can holler at you without being on the podcast. So and like you say, man, you talk a lot of shit.
yeah, but yo,
Yeah.
shout out to Unstoppable the podcast, the dopest podcast on the way up. You know what I mean?
Yes,
Like
sir.
I need from me, I'm always a phone call away. Like I said, keep pushing, keep grinding, fellas. Y'all gonna be on top of the top. You feel me?
Yes,
Hey, we
sir.
appreciate
Appreciate
it.
you, bro.
All
Hey,
right.
well,
Thank you,
y'all
man.
y'all didn't
Appreciate
take
you.
that. I'm,
What's up?
I'm in Texas.
I'll be
We
in
got
Houston.
Atlanta. We got Cali. Nails is coming to Houston.
Yes,
For all
sir.
our Houston people, make sure y'all tap in, man, because we don't want to say y'all didn't get it. We not gatekeepers. Nails is coming. So if you got your stuff together, boy, get online and sign up.
You
Yep.
better bring your A game, man.
Yep.
Get
Yep.
that
So
250.
so let's do
250 ball.
let's do a circle back podcast. I tell you what, let's do a circle back after New York, after the last audition in New York. We jump back on, do the same thing again, fellas. And I
Hey,
might
let's
Okay.
let's do it, Nails.
and I might
Yeah.
and I might even bring a special guest. How about that?
You gonna
Oh
bring
shit.
Jules?
Nah, I'm gonna bring somebody that's more popular than Jews.
Hey. Hey, all
Yeah.
good, Nails, man. Like, hey, man, I just appreciate you, man. Like, say, I'm loving what you're doing, man. Hey, much success to you as well, man. And hey, but for me and you, man, we need to tap in more regularly, man.
Yeah, I didn't wear the hoodie. I gotta hang it up because I'm gonna wear it when I get to Houston. That's why I ain't wear the
Hey,
hoodie.
hey,
I
all,
got you.
all good, all good, all
Know what I
good.
mean?
I appreciate you though for that, man. You know,
All day.
love, bro.
All day. So yeah,
Man.
let's circle back when I get to New York. You know what I mean? And then I'm a special guest with me. I promise you, I have somebody special. All
Okay.
Man. Appreciate you,
Hey,
man.
so hey,
100.
so just tap me now when you ready. Just tap me, man. Hopefully we be talking in between
Yeah,
all of
I'll
that, but
call you probably in the next couple of days, D. We family, nigga. Shit.
hey,
So
nigga,
yeah,
I want to see what that barbecue look like today, though.
I'm gonna send you a picture. But I'm gonna send it tomorrow because right now, bro, I was supposed to be at the spot. So
Go ahead, get to the spot, baby. We don't
I'm
want
gonna
to
see
hold you.
y'all
Get to
later.
the
Thanks
spot.
again. Yo, it was a pleasure. It felt mad comfortable. You know what I mean? Talking about my stories and shit. I hope at the end of the day when somebody watch this podcast, they be inspired, motivated, and never give up on their dreams because I'm a walking testament. Dreams do come true. You know what I'm saying? So
Yes, indeed.
I wanna bless the people who's gonna watch this. You know, keep striving, never give up. You know what I mean? And then we see each other at the top. You know what I mean?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
I'm gone.
All
What's,
right, be safe
what's
out there, Nils.
You too, y'all. Peace.
All
All right,
right.
peace.
Peace.